What we do now is we wait and see the expansiveness of these investment restrictions that are going to come out on Friday. We see the impact of the U.S. tariff taxes at the end of next week, and we see the impact of the Chinese retaliatory taxes. My sense, having just gotten back from Beijing, is that we're probably now living in the new norm, that these tariffs are likely to go in place, they're likely to stay in place, the investment restrictions are likely to go in place and stay in place.
You've been in trade for a long time. The best way to change Chinese behavior is what?
Best way to change Chinese behavior is with concerted pressure from the U.S. and our allies. We're not doing that.
Is that not what we've done for the last 30 years?
Well, I think what we've now done through part of this 301 action is to talk about what the investment policies and the IP restrictions are that China has and how they hurt the rest of the world. But unfortunately, in the process of putting taxes on steel and aluminum, and now potentially cars and car parts, we are taking our traditional allies, the EU, Canada, and Mexico, and we are actually creating an alliance between them and China. So we are fighting a fight that is a good fight. The tools that we're using are not adequate, and we're not doing it, and we are not doing it with our partners.
Do you think we're creating an alliance between all of our allies against us, ultimately?
Certainly,
that's real?
Certainly on some issues, we are creating an alliance with our allies against us. Now, does that mean that they're allying with China against the U.S.? I think the answer to that is no. Are they allying themselves with China as defending the rules that they and we helped create? Absolutely.
And you don't see a breakdown, meaning, and when I say breakdown, a breakdown in a good way, between certain issues where they say they're still aligned with us, and then other, I mean...
They are still aligned with us on the problem, but they're not aligned with us at all on the solution that we're applying to it and the tools we're applying to it.
Well,
and that's the problem.
They don't like that we're applying those solutions to them. They don't mind that they would apply them to China.
No, I do think they believe that they mind that we're applying those to China because they believe...
They impose steel and aluminum tariffs already before us.
Absolutely, but they would. The way we've done it is that we have barely hit China through the steel and aluminum tariff taxes, and we've hit our allies even more. And so we were not selective about the way we did it. So using the tools, you need to be thoughtful about it. And we have a broad brush approach. I'm just back from China. No one in China, no one in the U.S. business community in China that I talk to can figure out how we walk off of this cliff that we've created. That's a problem long term.
Ambassador, I reread the Section 301 report from the USTR last week. It is a dark report.
Absolutely.
It implies that the official policy, whether spoken or unspoken, of China is to steal IP by hook or by crook, whether it's direct stealing or forcing JVs. Is that indeed what's going on?
That is indeed what's going on. I mean, that report is a strong report.
And you believe it?
And I believe it.
Okay.
I mean, people I work with who are career professionals wrote that report. It is accurate. The question is, what do you do to respond to that report? You need to do two things. One, you need to take on China with your allies, not against your allies. And secondly, we know what we're against in China, but we also have to couple it with what we're for in the United States. So in the areas where China wants to grow, we need to have strong domestic policies to compete. We're missing that at this point.
We keep talking about a trade war. You're setting it up as if it's a trade Cold War. We're just going to kind of put up these walls, and we're going to have to live with it for a while.
That's certainly the indication that I'm getting from everyone in the business community in China. Because what we have not done is we've not given China a realistic path by which they can unwind the policies that we've identified as the problem.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.